get my bald face off the screen and put me in the server. K23 taking on Astralis.
Let's do it, Mirage. Oh, Astralis of News, swapping things up, switching around the veto perhaps, and K23 have, of course, picked into this one. It's a go-to for these guys. Been grinding, they have 9 wins in a row, and they're going to go running into B. No way, no respect for this Astralis team, but maybe they'll need it. 3 on B, it's a bit of a read. Fame with the opener. Zip trades quickly, but Z-Power entries up, and all the Glocks are tearing through Astralis' CT hold. Behind the smoke is Blame F. And maybe an F for this round for Astralis, as a very quick B play is profitable. Z-Power closes with 2, and K23 take the pistol. Don't be too shocked if K23 steal away the first map of the series. Yeah. I am far from writing Astralis off at any point in this game. I mean, evidence of that even in our last series, where we had Ecstatic looking like they were ready to close against Entropic, and then an 11-round streak made us believe otherwise. But a pistol round is always a nice way to start.
Yeah, no, it really is. You know, it feels kind of wild. We've come into this. I feel like a lot of the discussion before the game kind of centering around K23, wanting to try and build up this squad that maybe folks aren't as familiar with. Whenever we have Astralis, even new look Astralis, I feel like you barely need to mention them. People are pretty familiar with what's been going on here, right? Obviously, bringing over Blame F and Config, a pretty deadly duo at Danes. Config bringing in some...
Wow.
That's beautiful. All right, X5,
dude, authenticate this.
Yeah. Right. But yeah, no, mate. Like, Config bringing in some much-needed firepower. Obviously, having guys like Dupree, Magis step away, Device leaving earlier in the year, going to NIP. So lots has happened for Astralis over a very short period of time, right? Yeah. And I think, you know, still we're witnessing like the rebuilding of this team. Right, I can't imagine they're going to be like the Astralis of old right away. But
at the same time, bit of prac over the old winter break. You know, this is a post-major shuffle team, so they've had that honeymoon period that CASA talked about on the desk, but now they've actually had the grind time where they can, you know, put in some hours and figure out exactly how they want to play. Oh, the barrel gave Neelan away, but he still got 1 kill from it. Mac 10 is of little value to Astralis, who are buying next round. You don't want to give them AKs, so Z-Power, careful there, buddy. Gets away with a frag. And K23 lock in a second round.
Yeah, one of the discussions, obviously, is like, what's going on with the AWP at Astralis? Yeah. What's happening there? Are we going to have Glaive return to it? Is it going to be Lucky donning it again? Can't.
Now, mate, config
up in the air, config.
Yeah, a new leaf turned.
Big config player.
No one expected it. I mean, he's second AWP'd at a time in complexity, but yeah, you just have so many pieces available to pick that weapon up, and I'd expect Lucky. I'd like to think, although, you know, Glaive proved he's damn formidable with the weapon as well. So we're going to have to wait one more round before we find out, or a couple more perhaps, as Astralis buy up full in this one. Going back to K23, obviously this core has been around for quite a while, over a year now, in Norbert, Fame, and Neelan. Well, yeah, 12 months exactly with that 3. And, you know, you already talked about Z-Power. I want to draw attention to X5, who, you know, we've been confirmed. That's how we're going to say it. Yeah. X5.
I messaged Norbert.
Yeah.
So if it's wrong, don't blame me, blame him.
Yeah, I think there is a Russian pronunciation, but that's probably the best way for our British brains to comprehend
I think that's what he did. He was like, look,
God,
X5 doesn't...
He's got the lineups, man. This guy has the lineups.
X5.
But this guy we saw back at IEM Full CIS RMR, and he was with India. They had a couple of nice upset wins, and he was at the front of that. He was one of the fraggers in that team. So I'm super hyped. This is my first time casting him. Super hyped to see what he's got to show on a map like Mirage, a CIS classic, popping through the B smoke. Only Zip here, and he's about to find out just what's around the corner.
Oh! Yeah, they checked for him, but still, it's a late check. It's a double take, and so Zipnix gets away with absolute murder. Z-Power, bit of a response on that double kill there. Tap on the bomb to try and force fights out of Astralis, but they're not going to give it over. They wait to play the 3-on-2 out. Even boosting a player over on Catwalk. You've seen one now. That's a dink through bench. Suddenly Norbert doesn't want to fight this anymore. He is going to get swung by Glaive. And so it's all on Z-Power, a guy who opened the round with a double. They think he's in apartments. They don't know that he's at the back of the site. Oh, Z-Power. This is incredible. It's the ace. And he's going to find a third for K23.
Welcome to Mirage, Astralis.
Yeah, baby. Z-Power.
Enjoy your stay.
Woo!
That is going to pump your blood up if you're K23. What an escape.
He sees them all looking at it.
How did he get out? I do not know. How did he get out? You can't even really blame Astralis. He slipped the net. He hit the timing, and he hit every single headshot. Wow.
Oh, mate, never heard of him.
No. No.
Give me the AK. Yeah, that's phenomenal, man.
Wow. Okay. This game has just begun. Lucky lower. Does he have a Zeus? Yeah, it's not on the HUD, but it is there. Ready and waiting to go. K23. I mean, this Zeus is going to let you down very easily. And they're never even going to walk into it. They were B-apps earlier. He heard the rumblings, but they regrouped back in T-spawn, going for an A-plate. Mid-lurker of Norbit. Bit of a gamer. Going to pop himself out.
Norbit. Norbit is...
Norbit. That's, yeah, not Eddie Murphy, I think. It's been a while. But Astralis, this is an eco anyway. Only Zip on the scout, and some Deegs are out. As K23 walk contact out of the A ramp. They've done these contact plays before. Even the B pop in the previous round was, you know, smoke walk as well. Config, terrifying player with the pistols. He's going to find that opener. Glaive as well, flashing off a triple. No more nades left. You've got to do it with your guns, with your wits. Manual clear for Neil and getting a lot of space. No smokes are down. These Deagles could be a problem. Norbert with the kill. Z-Power helps out, and the scout's now trapped back in CT. He's hit a headshot, but he's not going to stop the plant.
Yeah, ramp flank for Lucky. This Zeus has been around the world and back again. He's seen a man in sandwich.
Oh, no.
Oh, but in trying to get more from it, in trying to milk even more from the man, it's him getting shut down. And now, Zip, there's Neelan to close. And so K23, they put a fourth up on the board.
Yes.
Right, that reinvestment's now going to look to come in. Lucky, purchasing up the AWP.
All right. That's what we were waiting for. I like to see it. I mean, brought into this team initially. Oh, we got the double, Harry. We got the double AWP config. Hello, hello. And yeah, questions already getting answered perhaps here in this CT side. Astralis, where are they going to put these AWPs? Blame's dropping into middle. He's not going lower. He's rushing with flashes from the top of A, and it's pushed back that mid-default. Norbert resets, and Z-Power looks for his B-pick. He's very quick, this guy. Not just in flicks, but reaction as well. And so even a jumping player is at risk there. He took the Woxic angle, where you can like jump on the sofa. So you have a little more leeway, a little more warning with those jumps. If you're CT jumping there, you can minimize your air time by starting lower on the ground. But Zip's jumping up with the smoke and spamming through it. K23 still defaulting middle, going to finally flash Norbert into position. Config on Cat fires a bit early, but it's the rifle that does it instead. Glaive spams him out. This is called to a pause now, but they're going to have to come up Cat to regroup with their B player of X5.
Oh yeah, Blame's made a step here, so should be aware of the presence of this comp player. They're going to wait in the smoke. They're going to wait for the fade. They check close. Yes, Fame able to deal with Blame F. Glaive pushed out by the molly.
Lovely. Just
finds himself a little gap so he can still play into the round. And Glaive's on the hat trick now. Re-swing will seal his fate. Z-Power's going to best him in the head-to-head. Now it's the double orbs left alive, and Lucky will herald the call from CT. Drops the bomb. X5 lobbing a flash, trying to get this AWP off the angle, but it's not worked. And meanwhile, Config's made his way through the connector. Gonna get harder before it gets better. And there's that swing from Config with the second AWP. It's nice, though, because now you have the info that the double AWP's being run, right? You ran a risk of never seeing that second AWP in that round there. you know, you pay a bit of a price for getting the information. Now you have a better idea of how Astralis might want to approach this.
Yeah, I think even Config showing the first AWP on short is what turned that into an A play, because X5 got the B pick onto zip through apartments, and then he bailed to come back and con split. Helps that they took down Blame and Connector for sure, but Glaive, these shots are excellent. This man molds metas. He knows that the A1S is all the rage right now, and excellent couple of kills, 3 in fact, up in the jungle. Astralis smoked their exit, getting back through Connector. And K23, money on the line here. Fame's Deeg. But is it famous? As he's all that will remain up in the A side of things. K23 go back to this late mid take. Now they know about the double AWP, right? So, you know, in trying to avoid it last round, they realized they were still walking into another one. That means they, you know, really might be going off of the picks this time if they get an entry like that on B. X5's looking for it once again, but not hurrying. And Config's posted for that position anyway. So, yeah, double AWP, CT Mirage pretty damn strong. And Config ready and waiting for the walk. Oh, he's going to get an early warning at least, even if he doesn't get the kill. And that scope timing, now he's ready.
Oh, yeah, on the angle. First thing to challenge is the Deagle, but now far more than that scoped on him. Z-Power gonna remove Config from play. Zip over here on the short side. That's the bomb tumbling out of apartments. So now you very much are committed.
Lovely.
This is when Norbert comes in, and with the turn, he somehow finds a double. Tap on the bomb, will bait a peek, but it's only a little check for Blame F. Lucky around this smoke. This is weird now. A tap again to force peeks out, and oh, it's so weird. Lucky has found the timing, and Norbert, it's a damn good try. But Astralis still get that second round.
I mean, if Astralis called, you know, if they peaked, if they believed either of those was sticks, that they would surely lose that round, right? Like coming round backside, Norbert, who'd already doubled up, was holding the right side, and that smoke gave so much room for Lucky to just sit outside of the market window, meaning, yeah, it's a very dangerous position, but he can at least trade his teammate at backside. Oh, terrifying round, but Astralis do get it under wraps, and that's broken the cash here for K23. Couple of pistolas. That's all they've got to show for it. But already this game is damn exciting. Not the team you would expect Astralis to be challenged by, but K23 don't care what your expectations are. Swing in the smoke. Oh, Zip caught in the open, and he's not going to be able to get more than one. That's a gun given. But for how long? Config stops the cross for now. A lot of damage, and Neelan bounds out. Maybe he can give that weapon to someone more healthy. Z-Power's picked it up. Blame's pushed up lower. Hello. Bye-bye. And thank you very much. He now knows not only that the bomb is here, but they weren't even intending to hit the B-bomb site. K23 doesn't really matter at this point. Just pistols. Anything you get is wonderful. And Lucky has put distance to deny a trade. They maybe hear that scope, and they don't want to peek it.
You don't want to go through that, mate. Not once you've heard the AWP go on the angle. You're all freaked out, all right. I mean, it's really just a damage-dealing mission now. You can't win the round. I mean, you're only a Glocks anyway, so you shouldn't have won the round.
I love how they're bleeding it for everything it's worth.
Of course they are. And you know Astralis is kind of overstepping a bit here, right? Hunting down these players. You've heard a lot of repositions. You've heard a lot of shuffling about. And so it's just about milking money out of this Danish cash cow. Norbert, dead on the swing. That's the Famus removed, and Fame eventually needs to start running. Lucky just going to play with his food and then walk that one over the line. 3-4. Astralis finding some form on this CT side, but the money's definitely helped them achieve that. Now we've got a full, everything you could possibly need type of investment for K23.
Look at the scoreboard, man. Like 12 and 4 on Z-Power. Chill, bro. That 1v3 certainly assisted in it, but yeah, this guy now getting an AWP on the T side against Astralis' double up knowingly as well. Config dropping his smoke back in CT for his teammate or for anyone rotating potentially for a retake. He knows he's playing aggressive, and so it's kind of how we see some players before they go for a spawn peek will drop their nades just in case it goes wrong. Plan for the worst, hope for the best. Config has Palace info. Fame won't commit, and wisely so, not to know what's on the other side. Still defaulting mid. K23 barely even taking it. Okay, Okay, eventually Blame's going to get flashed in, or at least wait for the contact. The run boost, it could be a freebie mid-air. Blame picks him out. Oh, it's Lucky rather, but they definitely saw that player up close. Blame just goes 5-on-4. I'll have it. Thank you.
Yeah, getting a little awkward now. You know, you've got this ramp lurk still, but the bomb looking ahead through the apartments and join up with X5. So Fame's just trying to sell the idea of this A play, but because they know about him, he doesn't want to just give a kill away in the effort to sell the commitment. He decides it's probably better to back up and play the 4-on-5 in for a B play. They do have utility, but for the most part, you know, I haven't really seen too many smokes on the back of these B pushes. It has often been just these flashes at most, and that's going to come back to haunt them here. And it might just be a save.
Yeah.
You don't want to have to call it, but not really left with many other options. Got to say, Lucky's hit some pretty gnarly shots in this round, right? The run boost to open, the player running across, you know, his market window. He shoots the guy in apartments there.
Jumps it.
Yeah, it's convincing early on for Lucky on this AWP.
Yeah, it started with Zip. You know, the setups are changing for Astralis, but it started with Zip playing apps initially, and then it moved to Zip just playing short. And when these players are first facing an AWP, Fame very lucky with a nade. When these players are first facing an AWP, be it Config on Balk or Lucky in market, they have yet to clear Zip on the short angle with this A1S. He's chewing them up now, and he was getting picked early in the game. So already setup changes for Astralis look nice. They don't die in middle after they get that pick. They just give it up. No necessity. And if you're K23, you're going to be scared of middle, knowing there's a double AWP in play. Commonly, one will be there, right? If it's not window, facing off of the extremities. Zip now taking a spawn in Palace and putting it to good use, finds Neelan. Just an A-pop, the 1 AK gone now. The saved AWP is all that K23 have to rely on. And it's not too pretty of a round. Can't even really get those guns back with the rifle out by Tetris, and that's why Glaive is playing in front of it, making sure that even if someone takes it, he'll see it. Norbert dropped off of the bench. He made noise. So Blame should have his eyes on the prize. Norbert instead just regroups B for this pop. But hey, you said Lucky has hit his shots. This needs to be one of them.
Yeah, the double AWP B hold, I mean, this could get weird. Like, if one of the AWPs gets given over and suddenly you're like 2-on-3 in a post plant with AWPs to play with Config, might have to try and do some fancy work with this AWP. First man down, but the AWP's been retrieved. Config almost misses the timing, but the no-scope almost looks too easy. And he sees the back of the second man. There's Z, X5 rather, not Z. There's no Z in it. X5 going down.
Yeah, you know, two names starting with X, Harry, and very differently pronounced. That what could go wrong? I almost did it earlier, don't worry. It's going to happen. Astralis, yeah, this is a 4-0 lead with a gnarly clutch out of Z-Power and with a very, you know, dominant pistol as well. And despite that, Astralis have come back in with all they need. A flawless 5-round streak. The money's still good. The double AWPs keeping on every round. Config making sure of that. Both AWPs at B. That's a pain, isn't it? Going for that slow walk with the Glaive having the ramp info early.
I've missed seeing their faces,
yeah,
man. I've missed Glaive's face. I've missed Zip's face. Lucky as well. Come on, who else we got?
Oh, yeah. Oh, there it is.
There's
Coach
Ave.
Ave. Of course, yeah, Astralis have a lot of, you know, I say manager, I guess behind or out of the server additions in you know, Ave moving up. And, of course, Lome is the analyst. So, Denmark's healing, folks. 5-4. K23, maybe a faster mid take, because funnily enough, they've been given a lot of room in middle. They just haven't exploited it yet. Lucky spotted out low and needs to get the hell out of there. I don't know if you realize they swung past boxes, and Norbert with the opener is now up on chair, and they'll just leave him there. Get ready for this A-pop. Glaive again, close ramp, but they're coming out of Palace.
Yeah, Config's looking the wrong way. We've seen him throwing util, and he's dead at triple. Glaive's got to do the heavy lifting now, right? They're up and past him, but he's using that to his advantage. First man dead. Glaive, now they know about him. They're going to try and remove this man from play, and Fame will find him. In the head-to-head, Zip now, his way out through CT, is suddenly thrown into the clutch, and This isn't one of the standard zip clutches where you're going, yeah, mate, he's got a big chance here. Now, something would have to go really amiss, really awry. There's the opener, but half the time ticked off this bomb already. Flash is raining in just to delay this retake, just to put a stop to the clutch. And Zip knows that better than most. He knows which ones are winnable ahead of time. They've even heard him backing out of there, and so they're trying to keep him pincered in.
Oh, Z-Power. Oh, the timing, he knows. They know he's here. They know he's here. Yeah, Z-Power was in the smoke when Zip ran away, so a couple of steps is enough for him. And I love the pace change, right? Not just realizing that Astralis actually, while they're playing for an early pick in middle, they're not actually doing much about it. They're not fighting Con, they're not fighting short, and so they just send Norbert out on a mad dash out middle. He's even in jungle to end, to kill rotates, to cut saving players off. And then they just pop off the pick. Because a lot of these rounds, K23 have had a kill, but they've never pushed off the back of it. Catching Config looking the wrong way, and Glaive getting traded. It's a good round from K23. Now they run boost yet again. Config had enough of waiting around. It's a classic Config move here, up in apps. But he doesn't know a player's already made it close. You can consider it, but you still got to hit the flick. X5 coming in with the goods. Perfect bait.
That,
what
mate.
a bait. And yeah, okay, it's fine.
Nealon was actually the one to get the kill, which is also wild. Yeah, spamming him on the.
He was going to jump to the
on
back.
the pixel gap. Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh yeah, try and push.
The re-aggro, and that's exactly what K23 wanted. You know, if you've had some real estate taken away, if you've lost a player, you want to try and make it worthwhile. You want to try and answer back with a bit of aggression, and K23 now sat up in this man advantage.
Oh, that's a jump that's heard. X5 knows what's up at B. If he gets his kill, it only sells it further. Oh my god, Zip's going to go for it. Oh yeah, oh, he double checked it. Good. Again, the trade from Nealon. Nealon is keeping these B apartments under lock and key, and that's a bomb spotted. That's going to draw Lucky in as well. 2 CTs moving over to the wrong side of the map, and it's a perfect rotate from K23. Their reads in this game have been really good. They found all the gaps, all the holes in the defense for Astralis. Some given to them, some taken away. And now the bomb can get planted, and Astralis are going to be forced to save.
Looks like we've lost somebody as well. Config, I think, gone from the server.
Down. He'll be back.
Yeah, I'd assume so.
He's got a match to play.
I think that's a pretty sound assumption there, Hugo.
Safe
kind of
bet.
Ballsy you to say it.
Yeah, you know, it's not wrong though, is it? Great T-side right now to K23. I'm liking what we see. You know, of course, for when you talk Astralis on Mirage, obviously famously not their map. Obviously a very different team now. They've incorporated it from the get-go of this roster. Even though you have Blame at the helm, Glaive at the helm, you've still got Blame, who has always loved Mirage, especially back on Cole. Very good on this map. Nice T-side lurking from this guy, and so he's going to be able to assist with some ideas. There's going to be a little more depth than perhaps you would imagine on this team.
Oh, and look, Config is back in the server. K23 even calling a timeout. They're wanting to discuss this one. You know, it's not every day that you get to have a tie match versus the Astralis squad. And now the fact that you're leapfrogging yourselves into pole position, it's got to be feeling good right about now.
Make the most of it.
And that's exactly what they're hoping to do, knowing that it is just this AWP save brought forward for Astralis. You're keen to keep them on the back foot as long as you can.
Yeah, you know, sometimes you have these rounds with 1 AWP and 4 pistols, and maybe if the AWP's in the right place, you can win the round. But this one, even so for Astralis, you know they're going to focus on using the AWPs first, and already Blame's getting involved. And these rounds are still scary, especially with how K23 are running slow defaults a lot of the time, getting a pick and regrouping. You know, if you find where those pistols are, that's a great assistance, but it's a full A stack right now. It's a gamble at K23. They have rolled the dice, and it has sent them into the lion's den. No info to go off on this play. They're going to run smokes, but is that going to save them? It's at least going to cut out both these orbs for now.
Hey, the volley of flashes. Config takes one to the grave with him. Will you be ready for Zip, who's just waiting in the site, waiting at Firebox for someone to go leaping in to try and deny a plant. Peeking out from Ninja, it's planted for the ramp area, and so he's not able to get much out of this. One of the orbs now removed as well. Blame F might just have to save his one. That's a kill for Glaive on the USP. All right, should be the end of it. Should be the end of it. Glaive's gonna hang around, look for a gap in the smoke. Z-Power moving off the angle, and they're moving back in. They've dropped a player into Sandwich. No, Z-Power versus Blame. Very little time left on the bomb. Blame can't win the round, but he can take this orb to the grave with him. Z-Power doesn't give him the peek. I love that, mate. Just call his bluff. Just say, look, you're not going to go for it. You're not going to win the 1v1, mate, and I'm not going to give the AWP over either. That's really well played from Z-Power and the rest of K23. What I will say, though, lots of damage done, considering that around those AWPs, it was just pistols. Yeah. Right? Don't know how Glaive got away with the double kill in that scenario with just the USP.
I mean, that's, you know, if Zip can get a kill there, maybe that's an Astralis round, right? He was hiding back at Firebox, no one even knew, and it's just a shame it's a reverse default plant. He had to take the sandwich fight while he had it. P250 is not enough. 7-5, and a very lovely T-side for K23. Again, spread out, looking for an early kill. Mid is empty for Astralis. And the last couple, all it's done is set them back. And they know the K23 aren't confident enough to run too wild down middle and go for one of these quick A splits. Although I would love to see a pacey round, maybe on an anti-eco, a pacier round for K23 where they do just run con with the knowledge that Astralis have not played window this game. But do they have that knowledge? We'll find out. Neolan coming in from lower. Late window smoke out of T-spawn. And he'll be met with Norbert at top middle with Z-Power's orb. Flashes go out. K23 now own Dominion over middle. And if Astralis go back for this ramp aggression, this info play that they've done a lot, there is a man here to stop him, but he won't do anything of the sort. Glaive with the opening kill. Palace player mollied out. Boost up on Cat. Astralis have answers to the problems presented. Conflict's wide, and Norbert clears it. 3 on 4 with mid control, and those orbs are going to peel back.
If X5 dies, the round could be lost. Someone's got to get the bomb eventually. It's still in T-spawn right now. And so with X5 dead, I guess the plan was for Norbert to be the one to go and get it, but the rest of his teammates are wiped out. That's a bit of a rough time to have left the bomb. Really, you know, this is all it's going to come down to if this one slips away from you. Your hands were pretty tied. Someone always had to up and leave the ground that had been gained to go back and get it. And in Norbert abandoning that mid plate, it left his teammate there all alone. Now with just 10 seconds left, they've completely given up the site. They're playing just around denying a plant. Yeah. And yeah, this is Astralis locking it in. Nothing Norbert can do. You couldn't expect any more from him. He gets a plant out of it, and that's kind of the bare minimum you could have got there.
That's fine from Blame, really. Like, yeah, it's, you know, a bit of money, but they would have bought anyway. And Blame just delays it long enough that he can't get, you know, if he peeks instantly and he gets tapped, then there's a plant available and there's 1v2 there. So there was literally no plant that was safe. Zip had an AWP on short and he was watching the triple plant. So there was nowhere to go there for Norbert. Good money for K23. That's all they've got now. That and this lead that is slowly but surely slipping away. Astralis coming back in with a round and just double AWPing at any available opportunity. But I'm liking how competitive this map is already. I don't know if that will hold true on Inferno and Overpass, but this has been the go-to for K23. This has been part of the reason they're 9-0 in BO3s in recent history. Oh, that's a smoke spam. Finally, the window gets played, and it's a heavy mid-round for Astralis. And this is the first time K23 have dived out middle, so the switch-up couldn't be at a more perfect time for the Danes. Neelan's still here, and they don't know about it. Pressure on B. Config going up and over. And he's missed the timing. Knife out. Going to be the backstab coming in from Neelan. Fame gets the B pick. Zip is dead. And that might be it from K23. They've locked Astralis out. It might be worth going for as a retake round, but money is on the line for the last of the half. That call's got to be made quickly. And with Util going in, And with players out of position, Astralis call it off.
Yeah, super unfortunate for Config on that timing over at short, right? Nealon really, really good at finding this space. Opens up the B bomb site and really locks Astralis out of it in a pretty meaningful manner. They're going to be left, you know, at least with the AWP still in play. Blame and Lucky can both drop over, so you're going to have everything you would need here to stand a chance in round 15.
Well, one AWP at least. And these have been like the go-tos for Astralis. It's been what's putting rounds on the board more often than not. Zip, he's got to be like 50-50 at this B site, either destroying them or getting picked without a kill. And K23 have really abused it. Last round of the half, a 9-6 would feel fantastic, but will it be that easy? They go back to heavy mid-utility just to feign that they're doing it again, and maybe they are. Norbit's running quick, out top middle, heavy util in connector. Config does dodge it mostly. And Norbit won't commit. It's going to be the A exec, but I say exec, probably dry contact here. Maybe no, not even a flash. That is a crazy call to make, but luckily it's only Glaive here. He's been hit and he's been cleaned up by the Palace push. Config tries to beat the molly, but Fame, the second man in Palace, shoots him in the face. 5-on-3. This site is a lockout. You would save in a normal round like this, and you don't even know about the lurker of Norbit and underpass. If Blame tries to drop off, or okay, it's at least info, and I mean a retake is wishful thinking here. You're only going for it because it's round 15.
Yeah, you're also very restricted by a player you still don't even know about, right? You have no idea that anyone's made it to connector yet.
Oh, the double molly.
Molly nade combo, mate, to flush out X5. However, that might be the only kill that comes your way. It's only Lucky left. They're all swinging him. They're all fighting him. And there's Fame with the closer. Really, really nice round to have put up that 9th.
That's a one-way. Did K23 throw that from Palace? Is there a lineup? It's on top of the bricks under balcony. Yeah. And it lets Fame stand on balc, fully covered by the smoke. That's insane. I need to find that out, because that's definitely by design. On top of that, I would not want to be playing against this K23 roster right now. Their teamwork, their comms look so clean. X5 gets trapped at Firebox by a molly. He gets flashed out. There's 2 CT AWPers looking at him, or rifle and AWP looking at him. He gets flashed out to default. Astralis have to use another molly and then that nade just to take him down. Fast out middle for Astralis. They're charging towards Con. The pace change in this pistol.
Yeah, they're already up and over the stairs. They've got control of the site. Are they ready for Z-Power? Sneaky, and they don't know till it's too late.
Good trade.
Lucky comes back in with one at least. The bomb now planted. It's open. They're going to try and group and take CT here. This isn't even really where the bomb's planted for, so it's a little awkward for Astralis. Lucky's going to have to fight his way out of this one, and he's getting wrapped up close. There's Nealon with the closer. Only Blame F left alive.
Blame wanted to run mid for the con post part, but that, like you said, Lucky had to fight. Lucky had to win for Blame to even have the time or room to make that play. And as soon as Lucky dies, Blame just got a 180 and run back into the bomb site. Oh my god, what a play from Norbit as well. Was it Norbit or Z-Power, sorry, in jungle, hiding behind the gap. Z-Power here doesn't even take the kill that he knows he has, just shoots Config in the face from behind. And that's, that's all Lucky there. A couple of P250 shots, but falls on dead ears. Astralis, they're getting slapped around, Harry. No other way of putting it.
You'll always find yourself believing, but there's no denying that K23 have really given them a run for their money thus far, and it's not showing too many signs of fixing itself soon, at least not in this round, right, with just Eagles to play around with. Very measured by, considering they got that plant, right? I think a lot of teams would have elected to force here, but knowing there's kind of slim margins between the two of them, they're looking to apply as much pressure as they can in the coming round. This one, if you could get 3 kills with the Eagles, mate, that's banging.
It's a big if. They don't want to give anything away. Even K23 definitely calling, watch out for this round. They've seen the Eagles, there certainly could be armor behind it. Winning this would do Huge work for this closer on Mirage. You're still going to have to face multiple rifle rounds, though. So money is key, and K23 trying to keep it clean. Fame, all right, he's had enough of waiting around, and that's exactly what Astralis have planned to do. Let him come to them. Config. Norbert won't stick around on that angle. And while there's a FAMAS out in middle, still got to cross to get it. Luckily, K23 are giving the respect. Oh dear.
He wins that. All right.
Insane.
I was going to say, FAMAS in the hands of an armorless guy, it isn't the most threatening thing in the world, but Wave has still made it work initially. Neelan's heard these footsteps. He knows all about the second man on short. And, well, that's the bomb over at B. Blame and Config are both churned up by the MP9. Only Glade left standing, and it's a save out of him. Didn't really want to save.
At least he has a rifle. At least.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I agree.
That's
not the game
super
plan.
awkward.
Yeah.
Like, because you always hit that timing where you would have just loved for him to have maybe just offered himself up to Neelan in the ladder room. Like, yeah, kill me, please.
Neelan's not going to do that. He'll let you save the FAMAS. Certainly no AK. But that round was always going to be K23, so shutting it down and now coming in with even an AWP, armorless on Z-Power. He was the guy picked in con by that FAMAS from Glaive. Risky buy, and even his molly on the window smoke. Astralis, they're not fooling around. They've got the lineup that you know, dispels the molly, that still blooms perfectly. You can do what you want, K23. You're not going to have middle. Con smoke thrown from the short side. And just carrying that underwalk. It's not loud in mid, not yet at least, but there are two players waiting around. This could be good if he stays on the boost here, because armorless, right? So just your head poking out. You've got a lot of info. You're also not too open to underpass or the bench play. Maybe they'll see your barrel at best. But really, it's all about this A pop with a couple of lurkers.
Oh, the molly from Glaive is going to dispel the boost. And jeez, Glaive, mate. I see you've still got the the old smoke removal. He keeps wrecking them through it. They get up past the connector, past that short boost that was once occupied, and now into this A bomb site. Tag damage to Norbert brings him down low. 30 seconds. As that bomb makes it across, it's a triple plant for Zip. Oh. They're not really in a position to spam him out or deny it.
Save it.
With another kill coming through, yeah, this should just kind of force your hand into a save. X5, he doesn't want to get out with just an MP9. He's going to try and sweeten the deal by hanging around and playing middle. Pushing in CT, Z-Power's AWP still resides there, and so Glaive's not going to elect to take that fight. Instead, they're going to try and wrap. They're going to try and get through jungle to deny the save. All they end up doing is giving a kill over. Luckily enough, Zip will trade. If you try and go B, Config is over there, and that's where K23 have done well to save in CT spawn. They're not aware of that fact. They would have been if they went running into the B site expecting respite.
Yeah, learning the hard way. But now not learning at all. At least it's a safe save with the AWP kept. And you may as well buy Neelan drop one, Z5 by himself. Fame, you're screwed. And someone's got to play pistol or another SMG here. But otherwise, get out pretty happy if you're K23. Astralis do get their round on the board, though. A lot of it coming off of that molly from Glaive that you drew attention to, burning out that boost on short, making the AWP useless in that round, but also getting the con pick with the FAMAS. Back-to-back rounds right there. Should not have happened that way, but it did, and here we are. Astralis trying to build back into this game. Don't get worried yet, Denmark. It's a BO3, keep in mind. All matches are here at Funspark Ulti Final, and with a lower bracket. Not that I'm implying anything by that. I'm still expecting Astralis to take this series, even if it is 2-1. I think they would be the same. Yeah, even if. And that's implying that they're not winning this map, which right now we don't know. We've got to see these T-gun rounds. We've got to see if that was a bonus from K23 with an AWP, and here's that AWP yet again.
Oh, he makes it up short, but still, Blame F finds the opener. There is a response pretty much immediately from Fame. You're lost to the hands of time right now, out here on short, out on a bit of an island. You could go get it, right? You could send someone like X5 up through the short angle, try and get that bomb back. Issue is, you don't know whether or not mid's clear. And it's not right now. Glaive is hanging around. The rest of the gang, they're making their way out towards this A site. Norbert holding for the stairs jump over.
Ooh.
Good nade damage onto Fame. That's the jungle rotate brought down low. K23 aren't facing, and I like this. Right now, Astralis are keeping it pretty measured. They're waiting to see if any aggression comes out.
Oh,
and you're not going to get it because X5 is on a huge flank all the way through T-spawn. So everyone in the A site knows it's an A play, and they know that right now Astralis are just holding all these standard angles as a means to find an opener.
You could spam this
Flame's
plant.
super low. You could just deny it with spam.
See ya.
Won't need to. X5's wraparound does deny the plant for the time being. Another tap back on it this time. Oh, it was meant to be the commitment, and X5's brought it to the 1v1. Zip's caught with a knife out trying to get that bomb planted. Lucky needs this round. 15 seconds, and X5 saw him on the jiggle. Knows he's not got that bomb. Knows it's dropped in the site, and so right now, Lucky, he needs this kill. Hunts it down and does get the 1v1 over the line, putting an 8th on the board for Astralis, but it still comes down to the wire.
God, that's terrifying, especially with the full stack and the flank getting 2 kills off. X5, I like what he was trying to do there. He kept dropping off the box to try and imply that he was going to swing from Tetris and then going back up over, but it was the fact that he went back up over that exposed him to Lucky, and Lucky doesn't fall for it. Perfect clear. Takes his time, but not enough that it's a problem. 8 to 11, and Astralis are trying to build back, as said. Full eco now. God, that round on a knife's edge. But this one, the blade should be dull. Astralis gonna hold for this aggro, and they're gonna get it exactly where they want. Down on ramp, Zip does get dinked, but not for much. And they're running him down, but to little avail. 3 for Zip. And should be the round after that.
Yeah, that kind of sucks. Like, it's a very deceptive dink. You hear the sound, you see the head animation of like, whoop, you know, like where they tilt their head back. And so everyone then just starts to rush at him. Like, mate, he's dinked. He's 2 shots away at max. They keep spamming him. They keep spamming him. They try all they like. But caught through the lip of the wall. It's never really that low.
Optimistic Zeus, I am going to say. I don't think Astralis are coming through CT. Maybe they'll face.
Want to bet?
I don't know, maybe they chase Fame, that's the hope. Blame.
That's the idea. The bait.
Fame.
The bait.
Oh, he got dinked. That's a real dink, though. And now Blame's not going. Maybe Config can. Who wants those Eeks, boys? Oh, it's too far. It's too far. It's just too far, Harry. 9 rounds for Astralis. 5 alive on the anti-eco. It may have had a couple of ideas there cooked up for K23, but none of them are served. Oh, what is this, Harry? What is this?
What?
They're not buying. They want Z-Power to have the AWP, I guess, so they're going for a halfie. But, like, you could have absolutely full bought here with everything but the AWP, unless, like, someone else bought the AWP, but then they wouldn't have armor with the rifle, so meh. I respect it. I respect it. You've got a game plan for your gun round. You can get weird with these rounds. You can just rush up top mid. The flashes are behind them. Glaive is blind, but he still gets 1. Dead after that. AK down, and now the B rush into the mag 7. Luckily cleared by Config. Good check in the 4-on-3 now. K23 are locked out, and Fame should just look to save.
Yeah, send in the pistols, see what they can accomplish. And just kidding, JK, lol. They're actually going to leave. Norbert gets out, and Z-Power's going in. They don't let Norbert leave, and Z-Power's decided, like, yeah, I'm actually good, thanks. I've seen too many Astralis and smoke demos and situations. I don't want to peek that. So he's going to get out of there. You know, Deeg armor, that won't really matter. But at least he has the armor to bring the AWP out in the next round. That definitely comes in handy. Just saves you $1,000. Oh, JK, lol. Not saving money today. But, you know, with money comes fame. And he will get out with the AK at least.
Nice, nice. Yeah. Right, we're going to have that up, and it needs to have massive results here for K23 as Astralis have started to crack the nut wide open.
Being real, you know, this is normally where we see Z-Power do his best work.
Absolutely.
You know, this guy is a bit of a beast with the AWP, especially on CT halves.
And so to taper him off, Valve have given him the worst spawn in this round, just to make it fair.
How nice of them.
Yeah, just to balance it out, just to give Astralis a chance. And yeah, no, the T-sides looked fine. Like, there's been a couple of scary rounds, but Astralis haven't let these get too far out of control, right? Talking the big wrap, the crunch wrap supreme from that T-spawn flank from X5. Still Astralis locked that round in, even though the pistol was super one-sided. And it seemed like Astralis were getting a bit flustered in that post-plant. They've longed it out. And now they need a little more. 4 in a row. And this is the equalizer. Lucky T-side AWPing as well, Harry. Because we saw a double up. Obviously, we weren't sitting here saying Config's main AWP, but we saw a double up, and now we have just the single. It is Lucky donning. Fortunately, fast through Palace for him. Flames holding the ramp aggro, and they might give him some feet. Playing wide enough that he can't be spotted. And this is a stalemate as they wait for the mid work. Config and Glaive coming in. Cat and Con respectively. Zip going back to get the bomb and maybe even line up some utility. We had these contact A pops from K23. Astralis could do the same. Glaive's carrying the B aggro. But what is the initiator? What will cause Astralis to go? If K23 don't make the first move, then they have to. Minute 10. Molly ready on ramp contact. And out they go. Astralis changing their mind for now.
Yeah, gonna leave blame over here. But because Norbert is just jiggling, he's not really got any reason to need to go deeper than this. Eventually, you might be like, yeah, you know, maybe I take a peek down ramp just to make sure they're not here. You know, we've been very, very quiet on this side of the map for a while.
Here we go.
Z-Power posted on top of Ticket. He's going to get a free chance at this shot. Next one's probably going to cost you. Do you have the ticket for admission? Close. That's a lovely flick to deal with Glaive. Config deals with the first ramp man. But now you might discount Norbert even more. Blame will not. X5 running the double AWP alongside Z-Power. Swinging out from short, making his presence known. You feel very restricted in terms of where you can plant here. And with so little time left, yeah, you might be screwed. Yeah, Zip's dead.
Yeah, that was just desperate. You could see in that 2-on-3 there, had no idea what to do. Wanted to plant for short, couldn't plant for short. Wanted to plant default, couldn't cover default. Screw it, just going to stick it reverse, and there's just 2 CTs facing there, so no way you can win that round. Astralis, yeah, they I don't know what caused them to change. Maybe because they got so much mid-room, they wanted the bulk of players there. I mean, Blame did his job, man. He got that ramp pick. You couldn't ask more of him. Like I said, not discounted after you already cleared a guy out of ramp. Z-Power flashed off multiple times, only able to hit his second shot, and still K23 closed that round, so excellent work. Now Astralis have to change the game, and K23 know better than most. X5, he saw that cross. Pretty sure he did. Down lower. Player makes it. And there's 2, in fact. Yeah, we just had a nade from Fame down lower, so they've got the info that Astralis are in the tunnels right now, and X5 has all this deep B control. Got to remain very patient. He doesn't know there's a player actually in the kitchen of apps, which, oh, he's getting baited by his... Look at the read, man. Look at the read. This is exactly what K23 did in the first half. He's seen that double jump and he goes, screw it. I want nothing to do with this play. I am getting played with. And that was, in fact, right. Zip mollied out by a very deep piece of utility. And so, while he gets stuck on the corner, he does survive. Bomb now taking middle with 4 for Astralis, similar to last round. And Zip might just go back and lurk A for the split. No, it's everyone here.
Oh, they're holding the light. Ah, they were holding the light. Fame would have known if someone was crossing. Now, they didn't decide to commit to the window boost in terms of putting a player in there yet.
Okay.
They're going to try and instead hit the timing on Blame F to wrap it a little later. Nealon arriving on short. 30 seconds left. Time keeps being a problem. And this round, it could be much the same. You don't win the window fight. Now there's also Nealon on Catwalk to worry about. And he's tapped Lucky out of the round. you don't really have anywhere to plant. Don't plant the palace, because then you're dead. Oh, no. 10 seconds. Have to run back and get the bomb again. Zip will get it planted at least. That's something for Astralis. But there's no denying the awkwardness of this round here. Outpositioned, outplayed by K23.
Retakes on.
Zip and Glaive, right there.
3 nades ready.
The original 2, and Zip has just been removed in the good old Astralis fashion.
Yes.
Triple naded out, a taste of his own medicine. Glaive with the clutch attempt, and it's only 1 out of 4.
I think Astralis is just expecting more opening kills to come their way. They're not being given picks, man. Even when they set up to do what K23 did earlier in the B-apps with Neelan jumping and getting that entry. As soon as X5 spots that tomfoolery, the jumping underpass player, he just bails from B. Zip can't get the kill. He bails back to mid, and Astralis just stomped through connector. The window boost, if that worked, maybe that's a way in, but Fame keeps his eyes on the prize. He knows Astralis aren't coming through their own jungle smoke, and a perfect spot for Norbert just to get the 1 kill that complicates that entire round on default. Triple naded in a post plant. My goodness, K23 were ready for a retake round there.
You could feel it, right? Like,
yeah.
The swing out from Zip, he just sees the nades like sailing towards him. You know, you can imagine like slow motion, opera music, as these nades are zooming towards him. Oh no!
Oh dude, yeah, this is you gotta give it to K23. They've come in, and it's not even like you can say, oh yeah, they've done their homework. They've prepped really well for Astralis' Mirage. Like, this is post-player break. This is Astralis after Christmas, and you don't really have a lot to go off in how they're going to approach this. But K23 playing their own game and just giving us a masterclass right now on the CT side. Smoke on the volley, I like it. You catch a better timing. Norbert had nades out. He's got to concede the site. Orb is here, but smoked off yet again, and blind shots will not connect. Blame makes it in. Molly forcing Norbert back and getting a lot of space for Astralis. Config even climbs up. He knows below him is clear. There's 3 CTs here. Nades out, 2 for Config. A beautiful transfer, both headshots, and he's ready for the 3rd man. Doesn't need to be. Back out Astralis go with a very open plant. You wouldn't be fools to give this up.
Oh, that might entice you back in, though, Hugo. Although, nah, they are just going to save. They are just going to commit to it. X5 knows, yeah, why tempt fate here? Why risk giving AWPs over? Why risk our double AWP setup? It's been working lovely. But yeah, I was getting a bit worried. I've been kind of underwhelmed with Astralis here, if I'm perfectly honest. Yeah. I was getting a bit concerned. Like, has Glaive lost his touch with it? But nah, mate. I like it. He calls so much faster around there. It's been clear in these last few that playing the lengthy game, playing a timing-based game, it's not been working. So screw it. Let's run them down. Let's try to offset the pace a little bit.
Yeah,
that was a lot nicer, and that was very reactive based on how these last 2 rounds went of just both times. You know, like, you're getting the bomb down with, what, like 6-7 seconds left at best?
Yeah.
That is a complete switch up. Not at all what K23 have been used to seeing, and it's a nice way for them to come in with an 11th round. Keep themselves afloat.
I want to see Z-Power back in middle with this AWP, right? Like, we've had no mid-control for K23 this map, and so to throw in a mid-round like this would catch Astralis off guard. They go under instead. Was that scope heard? It might have been, but you also could think it's Cat if you're Astralis. That wouldn't be crazy. Neelan's walked up. They drop past him, and they don't know he's close. The AWP covers Neelan. He gets a second kill, and somehow looking to escape. I think he might be able to. Oh my god.
Oh my god!
They both get another. That wasn't a transfer kill. It was damage, sure, but the AWP helped out again. Meanwhile, second AWP dead, mate. Gone from the connector side. Glaive found that pick, but he's even been smoked out of TV room. Good luck getting the bomb. 1v3. He makes it through. Neelan doesn't. No! And Glaive, I don't know how he slipped the net. That's incredible. But still a clutch to find, still a 1v2, and he doesn't know it, but he's trapped inside the apps. Or maybe he does,
yeah, there are routes out of this for Glaive as well. He's going to hang around and wait for the time being. Fame. You know, eventually, the problem here is eventually Fame is to consider, like, he could have gone under. We don't have this control. And so that... Oh, the timing on this, Glaive. Oh, they've just missed each other. They've just missed each other.
And now you're thinking about under to A.
Yeah, now
He
you're
could
starting
be
to get
anywhere.
worried. You're going like, okay, he could have hit a timing. You're saying that's an orbit. You're going
Norbert's
like,
left B.
okay, you're back. Well, because exactly, you're concerned that he's gone through lower. Maybe he made the window jump. Maybe he's coming in on a big flank. There's so many unknowns all of a sudden, and Glaive doesn't realize it yet. But by just staying on track, he's actually got a free chance at a plant in B. Ooh, don't you dare go towards the market. That Molly has given up. That someone's here, but there's the short rotation out of Fame. And K23, they do get that back under wraps. 14 to their name now.
Glaive, he hit some fantastic timings from coming through that smoke to dodging the flank from Fame. But if only he planted a second or two earlier, it would have made all the difference. But of course, he's got B for free, and he's not to know. 14-11. And what a call to double under with the orb. As soon as you know Astralis are going to come back in with a game plan, they've run a quick A round, they win it, and then suddenly you know you're getting a call out of spawn. You're not just going to default after that round. And K23 throw a spanner in the works. They completely mix the bowl, and Astralis are caught setting up in apartments. Now the buy is broken. A nade bullies Astralis. 2 AKs are wielded. C5, or X5, sorry, coming up, Cat. Stops Glaive, his teammate's dead, and that's guns gifted over for what will now be a post-plant. While the bomb is late, with these smokes coming in, it's going to cordon K23 out. They just missed the cross into the back of the bomb site, and the stick is in on default. Config can just swing on this contact, but he doesn't need to. Zip hits his shot, and Norbert's already getting lurked on from Con. It's a blame classic, and he's shut out the rotate. 12-14. Astralis, they're making us scared, but they're still coming in with clean rounds like that. These are the ones that remind you who's in the server, but it's not every time. Broken money now for K23, and surely we're closing the gap yet again.
Yeah, but I didn't show up today to watch, shadows of Astralis.
Yeah.
I didn't want, one-off rounds here and there. They need to keep sticking the landing, right? If they really want this comeback to come in, that's why at least breaking the money lets them take a bit more control now. Lets them build into a point where they are just one more rifle round away from tying this game up. And so, that's a nice take home here. Hopefully, there's going to be no issues up against the Deagle USP round, but hell, with how today's been, with how some of these USPs, even Glaive's guilty of it, mate, like getting that double kill with his. I'm never ready to be like, yeah, this is fine.
It's deja vu again, Harry. It's going back into the A stack on pistols. It's exactly as K23 did. And they converted the round, sure, so I have faith Astralis will be the same. Norbert, he grabbed the Deagle, but he didn't get spotted. Only works if he gets the Deagle. And he does not blame. Oh, it was called by Glaive. They got the drop on that Palace player. And again, we have the big T-spawn flank, but it amasses to nothing in this round. X5, too late to do anything.
Yeah, it's clean, it's nice. Exactly as it should be. Oh. All right, that's good. So here we are, 13-14. And the thing that's scary now, with that being a flawless round, with you finding the 12th on the back of like one of these fast B pops, is that Astralis' money is fine. They might be the team still on the back foot for now, but their money is fine. You're not going to break it anytime soon. So they're going to be coming in with investments constantly, right? Meanwhile, for K23, they've got this investment. Sure, they're going to have rifles here and a chance to claim 15, but it is going to be a constant battle up against these fall buys.
Fast out middle for Astralis. They've been given that room yet again. K23, while they did do that under challenge round, it's just not been mid-control on the CT side. Very similar to Astralis' half, but occasionally they would throw in a window AWP or a player fighting out connector. None of that for K23. AWP and B just hit Zip coming out from under through the pixel gap. A tag. So Zip's got to regroup with his team. Not one to usually grab this AWP either, so won't see that. Just going to have to regroup back at A for the execute. Couple of mid-lurkers. Config up to no good with Glaive. This has been a consistent duo in middle. And in fact, they are going for the B pop. They know the AWP's there, but it's no fear. Astralis have actually made the read that the AWP has left this position, and they are right in believing so. Neelan, who's on middle, smoke fades, he sees Glaive. Oh, he converts a spray. Double up for Neelan. He's been so good in this game at finding doubles when he should not. Over the Molotov, X5, he burns, and he gets picked by the AWP, but he's done one in at least. Leg shot on the cross for Lucky. He's been fast, but not fast enough.
They're even getting lower wrapped while all this madness is happening. Blame F. There's more in the sight than just this short man. There's a tool man in Fade. Oh, but Blame is ready for it. Still the apartments alert coming in.
Oh,
woo!
don't you
That's
dare.
quick. That's nice. This was a 2-on-4, and Lucky's going to end it with 3.
This is what we wanted. This is what we dreamed of when we got Lucky in this team, right? Like this high impact, flashy AWPer. We didn't get it at the start. We saw Glaive manhandle it away, but a bit of a Christmas break, a bit of a breathing period. And Lucky, you can't doubt his impact in this game. On CT side, he was knocking off the B rushes. He has come in with a massive round here in, like you said, a 2-on-4 for Astralis to do the impossible. Fame's kicking himself. He swung off that fake plant. 14-all, playing for overtime K23, and Astralis are out for blood. Mirage may have looked beautiful for this CIS mix, but how much longer will it last? No double today for Neelan, surely not. He's got a gun, there's no trade in sight. Glaive's here close, Neelan swinging wide, and Glaive's giving it up, fighting window, doubling down for Glaive. Beautiful kills, even though he's dropped. It will take time to hit that cat jump and get that weapon back, but they've still done it. Back of the site, Lucky needs to clear out X5, and he's hit the timing, he slipped the net. They don't know, bomb out, bomb dropped, and only Zip in the clutch.
1v3, and he's wrapped from short. It's a full eco to find 15 for K23. Not the kind of rounds you're used to seeing Astralis drop the ball in, but it happens there.
Oh no. Oh no, oh no, oh no.
Did an eco just decide the outcome of this map?
We've had so many close pistol rounds that have just been saved by the bell by both teams, but by especially Astralis. And now at map point, in K23's pick, they have saved themselves from bonus play for a moment. You already mentioned earlier that Astralis' money is not to be broken in this half. They've got the 4-buy. They've got everything they need. But has that rattled them? It certainly might have.
Yeah, I mean, they're the kind of rounds you never feel good about losing, you know. That was 15 in your pocket, or at least it should have been. That should have been you, at least, like, saving the day. But now you're having to dig deep and make an overtime happen.
Unbelievable scenes.
Glaive back in middle again, fast boo. Instead, it's just a little peek into the apartments, but they're here, they're quick, and that's unfortunate for Config. Glaive's dead in middle as well, and X5 still in this B site. He was able to save the round last time, and once more, he's trying to play with timings, trying to hit them. There's a flash from his teammate, Fame. Sets him up for that kill. Another 2-on-4 having to come through, but I think it speaks volumes as to how often we've been relying on this. Zip with the first. There is an Apps flank. You've got to bear that in mind. Lucky might be the one responsible for it, but Zip is still open to the apartments. He is dead on the swing, and Lucky brings it to a 1v1. Z-Power on the other side. The more tenured, I guess, the more seasoned, grizzled veteran versus Lucky. At the bench, damage done, but Lucky walks it over the line. And once more, he's the key player in the clutch to find 15. Now we lock in OT.
Oh my god, 2-on-4s at the B site, all with 3Ks from Lucky. He is the saving grace of Astralis. Didn't think we'd be out here saying that. Oh dear. K23 might have had the full eco win, but it won't last long. They can't celebrate yet. This game goes on. No hesitation. No waiting around. We're here in overtime. 16K MR3, and this game is just getting started. Astralis back to A. It's been a long time. It's been a bit of a vacation. Mollied at ramp. Lucky. Looking for the cross peak, but no one going for it. K23 are fighting deep middle. They're looking deep down Conan. They see nothing. Norbert now knows the AWP is out ramp. It's even fired off through the box. Blame's looking for his lurk timing in Palace, but he's been mollied as well. I don't know if that molly landed. It did, rather. Blame mollied under. They know he's there. Config with the kill on the opening. Z-Power misses a shot, and Blame can swing. Instead, it's a close player. Diving back to connector now. K23 concede the site. The smoke cuts them out of this round. Blame has even spammed Fame through, and 2 kills through smokes. Is Astralis back, baby, better than ever. Neelan 1v4 and may as well go for it on money alone, but looks pretty locked out, looks pretty lost, and 16 rounds to Astralis. Should have been what had happened if they didn't get eco'd. Should have been a done deal in regulation, but here we are. They've got to fight again.
I'm still not ready to ride out K23, man. I'm genuinely not. Like, we're getting a really good game out of guys like Neelan and Z-Power. It's just a bit unfortunate there that Neelan, who's been a consistent nuisance over on like these mid rounds, you know, where he's playing over in the window, he got completely avoided.
God.
And so him and Z-Power, they decide like, no, we want to play into this round. We want to have a say, and they get aggressive on the mid push, even trying to. I thought they were going to get out of there, but instead they duck back in.
What a bait as well. Neelan just fires off and then runs away, and it's the AWP that Glaive runs into, trying to trade an M4. Not what he expected on that corner. Z-Power, he couldn't close it, but he's opened it. X5, careful on the jump, buddy. He's been back on car many a time, but looking away is lucky, and then looking back. Is there a flash? There it is. X5 jumps up. He's seen Lucky. Good grenade as well, might take some further damage, and 20 health the difference on the young Dane. He's got a bail. Zip's got the bomb in middle. That's a top con smoke coming in for Astralis, but what are they going to do with it? They're not set to split short. Blame's down lower mid. Needs to make a jump up if this is going to happen. You can't really lurk Con in this round because it just relies on Zip and this low Lucky getting into short and getting into B for free. That's not the case. There's 3 CTs here. Blame's going to try and slip through the jungle. He might have actually found an opening. 30 seconds. Other side of stairs sits Neelan. None the wiser. Blame on the fade. Dead to Neelan. Zip's going to trade, but it's got to be back to A here. The only site with 1 player.
Norbert back in CT.
Oh,
they just get past for a moment, and Zip given a chance to play the clutch out. Z-Power on short with the AWP and a CT wrap. The attention of Zip is pulled away, and that's when Fame swings out from within CT to find K23 a 16th, tying the game up once again. Yeah, man, I don't know. It's a little weird, like, Blame F's decision to head up through Con. You get it, right? He's able to give the info across that, like, A's clear. Maybe could have tried to activate to come in on a B wrap round. But I don't know, mate. I just remember, like, Complexity. This is what he used to do all the time there as well. It's very much the same thing here. And I almost wonder if that makes it a little predictable. They're always leaving someone to look for the Blame F Con lurk. And, you know, part of me just thinks that new team, maybe a chance for a new identity. I was hoping, you know, we could add something a little more explosive there out of Blame F, especially considering like you were 3 on 5 when that happens.
We're seeing a lot of desperate rounds for Astralis right now. I mean, hell, they're 32 deep against K23. It's only map 1. K23 could get it in their pocket. That would be a bit of safety. And what is still a troubling veto. Another resmoke. Only 1 AWP this time. Z-Power's been doing the work of more than 1 man, though. Holding Palace. Lucky. Can't really ask more of this guy with the impact that he has found off of his multi-kills in this B-bomb site, saving Astralis from defeat more than once. Config in the smoke. Back turned, ready for an anti-flash play. Glaive even lurking down lower. It's a very slow round. If you've learned anything from this game, K23 are not going to start popping into middle in a round like this. They're not going to start giving you picks. Astralis can't waste time. The clock has actually been their undoing, especially in that early T side when they were running these sort of slow rounds. It's just a con split. Fame Oh, he might tuck in the corner, but he knows the kill is right there available for him. Glaive not going to clear it, and that's a freebie for Fame. Does get traded. Lucky follows up. That's Norbert out in CTV. Oh, with like a shotgun up close, and it's through the wall. He drops Zip. Another one. Lucky can't save you today, and Z-Power has shut down the round.
One button for Z-Power, mate. And 3 kills deep. Just Blame F left. And with 10 seconds, the bombing con. Z-Power's gonna close it with 4. What a round, man. Wildness. They're pushing up Connector. And look at him go, swinging into every one of these fights as well. He came to them.
Bonkers gameplay. Why would he do that? I do not know, but he knows more than us. Dear, oh dear. Triple, and then the quad holding onto the swing from Blame. He knew he was coming out ramp. It's a round that Astralis have run many a time before. The 4 con, 1 guy lurk out A, and even though Norbert got picked, he couldn't stop that lurker. It didn't change a damn thing with the shotgun AWP. The 3rd man in con. Okay. New half, new Astralis, popped into lower, and there's a flash to stop them there. They even peek off the back of it. Config is caught. There's a trade. There's 2 more CTs down beneath. And I think X5 probably has that info. They've got them trapped. A missed shot from Z-Power, a rarity, as Blame tries to get out with the AWP. Norbert's not peeking. He's letting them leave. Is he just going to try and sneak in on this backstab as they group back in con? He should hear them. Now you can take middle if you're K23. But there might be the fear of understill. Is there a player lurking below in the shadows? Lucky. He's going to get tasked to be in this round. Norbert, while he could have had a double up with players with a knife out resetting middle, now Astralis have been given time to move both orbs into the B bomb site. Back in regulation, this worked out for them so many times. Blame taking that early contact. Lucky covering the window cross. It will be Lucky first up on the chopping block, but he's been nailing his shots.
Yeah, this round, no exception. Blame F, even here to help, and a little double AWP hold, causing problems. Norbert's melted up short. Oh. Z-Power taps it, hoping it would bait a peak, but not hoping it would bait a peak that quickly. It all falls apart. It's a 17 all.
Who knows, man? Who knows at this point?
Yeah, kind of wild so far. Right, I think you'd agree with me there.
Yeah, it's a safe call. I'm getting excited though. I'm liking what we're getting out of K23. Maybe would expect more from Astralis, but you know, I'm part of me's putting it down to the map. I'm still optimistic for future maps. However, you know, if they want to just get this day done with quick, Mirage has to be a lock-in. They saw that run boost. Like he knows what's up. Waiting for the 2nd man out, and he has a gap in the smoke that Z-Power was not ready for. Posted now on Palace, where a lurker sits in the form of Fame.
Let's talk about it. Like, that's a big kill to have found for Lucky. Z-Power been one of the driving forces behind K23, and so knocking him out, you know, not only is it a huge scalp to find in terms of who it is, but it's also what he is. He's the AWPer for the team, right? Norbert, even though he's retrieved it, I'm not ready to say that like Norbert's gonna outshine what we've had out of Z-Power so far. He definitely shouldn't, in fact. So, you know, that is massive. Lucky has made his job a hell of a lot easier. No longer worried about an AWP wrecking him in any one of these peaks. Gonna join over in Palace with a late lurk from X5 in middle. Lucky with his newfound freedom feels content to scope up on the angle. He sees the first man cross. Norbert will wreck him in their dead. All right, what do I know? Norbert's come in, dropping into the site, now fighting up close, gonna have to do something wild with this AWP.
Hello? Glaive didn't hear it.
What?
He dropped so loud on the ground. It wasn't a wood, it wasn't Palace. He should have known about 2nd man, but now maybe the comms getting flustered, maybe they're getting loud. And they have reason to be. Map point looking like a lock-in, unless Norbert does the unthinkable. An ace required, swaps out and gets swung, jumped up by Zip. That was a weird one for Glaive. Right, he hears a player
Doesn't
fall
normally
on the
make
side.
those kind of mistakes.
That's got to be like loud comms. Just, you know, you're getting flustered if you're in this game for Astralis. This should have been a way easier walk in the park. But K23 have brought quite a level of Counter-Strike to this competition. Even I wasn't expecting this, and I hyped them up before this game a lot. Even in that last series, talk about some of the CIS prospects in Funspark finals. Right, we already saw it from Entropic. They looked damn good earlier today with an 11-round comeback to win in double overtime. Gambit, of course, yes, you know, closed out the year on a high, coming in second back at Blast World, did all right at the major other than that playoff match v Na'Vi. And for K23, even recently in the last 2 months, are on a 9-match winning streak against other teams who are at this competition, like Ecstatic, like Entropic, like even Dignitas. Yeah, it's not the tier 1 level, but hell, this is proof that they can do it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it speaks volumes that, like, at the end of this, even if Astralis win this map, you'll probably be looking at it and going, well, the more interesting thing was K23 out of the two, right? Like,
oh, and this could be it,
lucky,
Harry.
yeah, there's the opener. And once again, he best Z-Power in that head-to-head. But, oh, well, there's a response. If ever you've seen one, Blame F. They should have heard him on the ladder. They should have heard him moving down. Now under Palace, they know about him. The smoke has him trapped, but Blame is still giving up the goods. They're dropping in. They try to deal with him, and Neelan will flush it out. Config all alone, 1v2 to try and stop this being a double overtime affair. That is the commit. It's not a tap on the bomb, it's the full stick. And Config, someone looked like they said, yeah, you saw him right as that smoke plumed. Still rough to find a way back in. Norbert up close. Config going up, going over, looking for this man in the sight. That is a lovely shot to have landed. And now just Neelan to beat, but he's been the safest pair of hands out of them all. Molly down in con, try to remove the angle, try to get on the bomb maybe.
He still
So
thinks
much
he's close.
time ticked off for this, so much time removed. The tap, the shot misses. It's got to hit with the deagle, it's got to hit, and they've just jump spotted him. It's a double overtime game, even though he makes the kill happen, he won't win the round.
The 360 one tap on the jump. Config, he's stylish, but like you said, safe pair of hands. And Neelan, you can't call him anything but that. CT side, he's been good for double kills in every position he's played, and right there, just not giving the gunfight away, jumping, baiting shots, forcing Config to run out of time. And you even saw the pathing that Config took after he tapped that bomb. He still thought Neelan was close on the site. He realized too little too late, and that's the time that lets him down. Double overtime is here, and it's here to stay. My God, Astralis just can't close it. Hey, neither could K23. They got the first map point, fair enough. It was lucky to stop them. Again, beasting. Top mid push, Astralis feasting, but the Molly might cook him up. They do get out in time. There's no swing because they threw nades from top mid. K23 held off a passive setup for Norbert, especially when Z-Power opens up on ramp like that. He has just swung out ramp and killed Lucky with an AWP on triple. So Lucky, who has been getting the better of these openers, is finally laid to rest. A re-smoking window will do nothing as Astralis push ahead of it, aware that this area is clear. But if they don't make the read, make the move back to B quick enough, then this might all be for naught.
Now in Zips, sat up top of the board right now.
Yeah.
If there ever was a time for him to show us why, it's in a round like this. But if he swings, whoop, well, won't matter if he swings, because X5 brings the pain to him. Fame's even on this A-lurk. Getting away with a lot, right? Just keeping them trapped in. They can't even begin to consider retaking. And, like, you want to give it a go. You got 16 grand. Like, you don't even want to save in a round like this, but you're not given a choice. You're smoked off in the apartments. You're 2-on-4. You're saving.
Yeah, 16k save. No one likes it. No one wants it, but no one has a choice here for Astralis. I'm so shocked they stayed in middle so long on that B pop. They knew the mid take was a fake, right? You get a window smoke in. Oh, that's a lovely Molly Blame. Trying to do a Doja impression right now. It's going to push him into the bomb.
Wow, okay.
Oh, triple kill.
The first in OT, number 2 taken by K23.
Yeah, having 16k means that, you know, as much as that save didn't matter for Astralis, those exits don't matter either. Stylish for Blame, but ultimately changes nothing. I can't think that's a smooth move. To do it in window when they could swing you off spawn is dangerous, but he'll make it to Catwalk. A double AWP in middle, and you know you've got K23 boxed in behind the boxes. Nade's gonna help out, chip away, half health for 2. Config can't stop him, not yet.
Yeah, they're going to taper this mid control off a little. Leaving just one man there, X5. And he's actually been really quite good at hitting timings on these lurks more often than not. So, good man to have left behind. Even re-smoking. Well, it was going to be window, but he'll do that himself. So I'm imagining the other one maybe bound for short, maybe for connector. They are going to start to tiptoe into the apartments here, guessing that's a con smoke to try get a player out through mid. Right as this happens, Astralis going to drop 2 of their own. One at con, one on short. Replenishing these smokes now at K23, setting up for the B play. And moving up Catwalk. Even though it's smoked for Astralis, it's going to have faded by the time the push comes in. And Config dead right away. Zipnik's alone at the back of the site, lines up the first. That's the bomb spotted. In with the swing again. He's good for the double. Just trying to buy time here for his teammates to come in. And Blame F now alongside him. Looks to have saved the day. There's the closer. 19 all, Astralis, they do manage to get that one back under control.
Oh, only just. I mean, Config got bopped there. Like, you can call it a sleepy, maybe he's blinking, maybe he's looking at the map, but that was still a lights-out headshot for Fame. But Zip still couldn't even pick his targets on short, got away with the second, right? Just cut himself off from, I think it was Norbert on short, and didn't let him trade. Lovely stuff for Zip. Blame with the saving 3k. And Astralis, they keep trading rounds, man. That's all we're getting. Back-to-back-to-backs here in OT2. Getting a lot out of them. But K23 keep coming back with punches. A mid lurker for Norbert as the AX comes in, and Z-Power catches Glaive on a little wiggle jiggle. It's up to Blame F. Hidden under Palace. The AWP is rotating out of window to CT, but it's not going to be here in time to help Blame. Fame falls on his head, and Lucky needs exactly that. 1v5 right now with his teammates cut off by utility. Flash is raining in, Nealon getting closer, and it's these drier XX for K23. Watch out, Config's through the smoke. He can deny the plant. He's there too late, and even though the kills come in, K23 are saving grace with a plant in. Fame is not missing a goddamn shot, and he swings off the molly. Lucky wall bangs him through triple, but there's still this mid lurk to worry about.
Yeah, and X5 never has to peek this from Palace either. Like, you've got to draw the fight out. Oh, Norbert now makes his presence known. What's the game plan, Lucky? You're running out of time. And Smoke, it's way too shallow. It does block off this con player, but not going to stop the spam. Not going to stop the Palace swing. And that's K23 winning themselves 2 over on the T side. Up in the lead now.
Unbelievable game we're getting out of these guys. Fame as well, right? There's a reason that Electronic picked him as his player to watch for this year. This guy has just had a lights-out game. Obviously, Z-Power taking a lot of the tension, a lot of the mantle, but we've had moments from pretty much everyone. Fame just, like, you know, the entry into Config last round, the entry this round, as Config, you know, swings off, not denies the plant, but kills the planter. Fame won't let him go any further. Just some lights-out shots. Double AWP now for the CT side. K23 come back in with the goods. Bug Molly doesn't get stopped by the smoke. And a bit of free damage can go a long way in a round like this. A-pop, a quick up con, he's got his pick. Fame dead finally, it's about time, he's been a nuisance. Norbert over the smoke with a lineup, he gets one. Z-Power helped out, Lucky still on Tetris with the AWP, but he swings out and Nealon Blind finds the kill. Living here is everything. You're buying time for yet another T-spawn flank. It's been the name of the game, and the bomb's dropped on ramp.
Yeah, but X5 flanking with an AWP, I don't know if he wants to commit with that.
Goes mid.
He's going to reroute, try to play around denying a plant. They spot Z-Power, but they don't get that frag. That would have made so much difference. If anything, this could kind of lull you into a bit of a false sense of security. They're holding for this flank, right, that we know has come through already. But X5, as mentioned earlier, has rerouted to mid. This is where being slow could cost you dearly. You still have utility on Blame F. That smoke that he's got right now, if it goes in the right place, it could be huge. But if he ends up lobbing it over towards CT, then they might be cursed. Instead, just going to drop it in the site, plant within it. Holding on to mid is Glaive, but he won't be ready for this peek from X5. Whoa! No! Both of them have some misses, but in the end, X5 is the man to find the kill. Blame F under Palace. He's got to rise to the occasion in a very big way. Nealon back in CT, unscathed by the combat of the round. His two teammates a little bit lower, and Blame now swinging out. The trade is found. Nealon, perfect timing on that peak. And it's K23 taking us to map point.
I mean, it's Nealon there in that round who does it all. Okay, X5 does recover that very well. If Glaive lives in middle, he can play that bomb like a genius. But Nealon not only got the pick on Lucky, out Tetris, blinded, but then lived and didn't face in CT spawn for about 45 seconds while all of the flanking's going on, while all of K23 is saying, wait on X5, he has mid on lock. Not only can Astralis not leave and go back through top mid, but they also can't set up post plants in middle, and that much is proven. Nealon comes in with a trade after Blame doubles up, killing both low players. And this game, Astralis, if they want to win it, they have to fight for 3 overtimes. K23 have 2 chances now to close this map. They're picking the series. Norbert's found a 5-on-4. His teammates up close. The bomb is loose. A player spotted in Palace. And with all these smokes raining over, you know it's no question where Astralis are.
Yeah, they might just end up going back to the drawing board, but even that's a rough spot to be in with how prominent these flanks have been. You know, going back, you've got to clear everything. Man, for all you know, they could be in the apartments already. They could be top mid. You could have lost all this real estate, so this is going to take a lot of time. And time has been a consistent problem for Astralis here. They go back into middle. Look at how uncertain every single angle is. Like, mate, they could even be on the left side here. Lucky's going to have to check it.
Now the rifle is. Blame's got it.
Good thing no one was there. Lucky was very much the first man in and didn't look, so thank goodness. Going to start to walk it down middle. Potential gap to be found, but that smoking window and one landing over at top con, you start to realize where these have come from and where that means Astralis is. Now pull a third man towards B.
What a gamble. Blame with the cone walk. Have you ever seen this before, Harry?
It's a bit of a classic, isn't it? He's got the bomb as well. It's him and Zip going there together. Lucky.
Playing for post plant.
Gonna drop down, and you know, you'd love to just leave the AWP here, but you kind of need him to help you get into the site with only 14 seconds left. The plant is everything. Missed shot from Lucky's AWP, and that should be the round. There should be no recovering this.
Wow.
And there it is, K23. They go a map up in this series after all. They long out a double overtime versus Astralis. Now, admittedly, right, this is K23. This is a really good map for them, right? It's also one that we've seen Astralis struggle on a hell of a lot. So I don't think this is like massive ramifications in terms of like looking at them in the future for K23 on Mirage. You know,